What is up, guys? Kevin here. Welcome to the Snowboard Pro Camp live chat. Today, coming to you guys from Tux, Austria. And yeah, excited to be on here with you guys to talk about snowboarding, answer any of your snowboard questions, and yeah, just see what you guys have been up to as well. This past week, the past few weeks have actually been pretty crazy. So for about a week and a half was in the area of the Capita mothership. So I stopped into the Capita factory where they produce all their boards and talked to some of the guys that worked there about putting together a video. So they actually helped us set that up. Big shout out to Marlon, the product manager at Capita. He helped me to, he got everything set up so that I could do a tour and present you guys with a video from Capita. Also, Greg, the CEO at Capita, he was a huge help as well, teaching me about the factory, about the processes that are happening there, and just everything they're doing. And it was a really cool experience, like not only seeing the factory, the workers, the process, all the work that goes into it, but it was also really amazing to meet the people behind it, because I feel like with companies and products, you don't always know like the people behind it and like what their intentions are and what their goals are. And it was really amazing to meet them and really see like the passion that they're putting into the company and their products. So I really appreciated the time that they gave me, and I hope that you guys, if you've had a chance, you've taken a look at the Capita mothership video that I put up yesterday. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a lot to learn for me, like going in, because it's not just making a video about like on the mountain or about a board. It was actually being in a working factory with people at work, people doing their jobs, taking breaks, the safety stuff, everything was happening. So it was a much more complex like goal than I thought it would be to create a video. But yeah, pulled it off with the help of Marlon and Greg at the factory, and some of the workers helped as well, just to get things set up. So yeah, big thanks to the mothership, everyone that works there, and yeah, the whole crew. It was such a cool experience. But yeah, let's get into this. We already have 72 people on the chat. If you guys have any questions for me at all, it'd be awesome to hear from you guys. Also, let me know where you guys are watching from, because I know that you guys are watching from all over the world. So it's always fun to see where you guys are watching from. And I'm actually riding this week with Janice Spiteri. So I was hoping to have Janice on the chat today and do the chat from the mountain, but the conditions didn't work out. It was raining on the mountain, and afterwards I was like, I'm a bit tired from last week, but also we drove like across Austria yesterday and then snowboarded the first day back today, and I like totally crashed. So didn't get Janice on the chat today, but we'll definitely get some videos out with Janice Spiteri soon. And if you guys haven't seen Janice's channel, definitely check her channel out as well. She's from California, but she snowboards all over the place, and she's working towards getting to the Olympics and half-pipe snowboarding. So yeah, and Janice makes awesome content as well. So let's give some shout outs to some of the early people in the chat. Gold Team Player, Bad Riders, Nick, we got Motto Monkey, Lotte H, Miles Durant. Thank you guys all for tuning in early. Highland Cow. And yeah, if the stream looks good, I actually bought some new equipment while I was here in Austria too. So I bought some a new camera stand and some new lights, because I wasn't planning on being in Europe for this long. And yeah, it was worth the investment to have some new camera gear. Kyle wants to know, what is the new Panda board? Yeah, so it's like the Panda board by Capita, the Party Panda. And to be honest, I don't know all the details, but I know that was a board they had out a while ago. And I think it's a camber dominant snowboard. But yeah, keep an eye out. I think Capita is going to be releasing some more info on that board, and promoting it in the near future as well. So stay tuned for the Party Panda. That's it was pretty cool. I was talking to them about what we can show, because in the Capita factory we can't show like everything. There's some secrets that need to be kept, but showing the upcoming Party Panda was pretty cool to be able to share that, like a sneak peek with you guys. And I think that they're gonna have more details about it over the next few weeks, and then I think November is when they're gonna release it. And it's a limited release as well. So if you're interested in that board, try to get onto it. Try to get onto it quick. Michael saying, if I'm having trouble with heel lift, would you recommend staying with normal bindings or trying Burton Step-Ons? I think that if you have heel lift, it's probably not a binding issue or something that Step-Ons is going to fix. But heel lift is normally when your boots are either too big, or your boots may be the like cushion and the things that hold your heel may be packed out, so they may have been worn in. So maybe either look into getting a new pair of boots, maybe getting a different size, or making sure that you're tightening your boots properly. But yeah, having a good pair of bindings is important too. In my opinion, like this, the Step-Ons is actually gonna make the possibility of heel lift even worse, because with Step-Ons you don't have that extra strap of the heel to help to tighten the boot down. So it's almost like one less thing to help hold your heel in. So yeah, either new boots or a different size boot, I think would help. We got the Discount Snowboarder dropping some tacos in the chat. Awesome, thanks for the support with the tacos. Nane saying, I love your vids, bro, you're the best. Awesome, thanks so much. It'd be great to hear from you guys too. Any feedback on the Capita video tour, if you guys have any questions about their boards. But yeah, questions about boards in general as well. Anything, if you're looking for a new board, new gear, definitely hit me up. And George saying, how is the trip going in Austria? So snowboarding wise, so the first day at Hintertux, it was raining and windy, and the park closed early, and there was like fog. So we only did, Janice and I, we only did one run, and then we called it a day. And yeah, it was unfortunate. Like her parents came up as well, and they didn't get to go skiing because of the fog and the rain and the wind. But we're gonna try. I think tomorrow's supposed to be worse, and then the day after that is, I think the sun's coming back out. So we're gonna go back up again on Monday and hopefully get a proper day of snowboarding in. El Stacker Adventures saying, cannonball the like button. Thanks, El Stacker, man. Hope you're doing good in Boise. Hope you're getting some snow out there. We got Liam watching from Vermont, Jake watching from Vegas, George watching from Greece, Sasaki from New York, Lotte from Belgium. It's always awesome to see where you guys are watching from. Jan from Switzerland, Nathan from New Jersey, Odd Donut from Bellingham, and Kieran from New Zealand. Awesome. Yeah, people from all over the world. Thank you guys all for tuning in. And El Stacker dropping some potatoes in the chat from Idaho. Awesome, man. Thank you. You're making me hungry, dude. Naz saying, yo, haven't tuned in for a minute. What are the new boards you got for the season? Awesome. Good question, man. So my two powder boards, which are back home in Canada, I got the Battalion Surfer. So fat board, big wide nose with a swallowtail, so really good for riding in the powder. It's also got the 3BT by Battalion for getting that really surfy feel. I also picked up the Jones Ultra Mind Expander, so like a more aggressive, more camber dominant power board. But then the three boards I have here, the new park board I bought is the Capita, the Outsiders. So another like a stiffer park board that has some camber to it. But while I was at the mothership, they did give me, you guys can't quite see it, but I got the, there it is, the Super DOA. So really stoked on this board. Lots of tech in it. It's a pretty light snowboard. It's got some milled out sections, and I'm definitely gonna have a video coming out for you guys about the Super DOA and this like crazy cool graphic with the lady. So that's pretty gnarly. So I think the Super DOA definitely sort of like an all mountain freestyle board that can do a bit of everything. I was testing it, the flex of it today, and it was definitely softer than I was expecting. I'd say like a 5 or 5.5 out of 10. So I think it's going to be fun for park and fun for kind of a bit of everything. But they also gave me the Capita Scott Stevens. So this one, really crazy graphic on the top sheet. Just looks like a really fun snowboard. And with the Scott Stevens, it's a much different board than the Super DOA. It's flat camber, so it's going to be really catch free, and it's a softer snowboard, so better for butters, presses, jib tricks, or even somebody who's like more of beginner to intermediate park rider. I think would be better for the Scott Stevens. So I got two very different boards, and yeah, stoked to try them out here in Hintertux. Bo is saying, hi, I'm a beginner / intermediate. I've been on a snowboard trip for 3 seasons now and just bought my first snowboard. Awesome, Capita DOA. What bindings do you suggest for me? Awesome, Bo. Yeah, good choice, man. So there's a few. There's so many bindings out there, but yeah, you can check out some this year on my Super DOA. I've got the Union Strata bindings. They're kind of like a mid-flex binding. I think a mid-flex binding is good for something like the Capita DOA, so something kind of in the middle. And honestly, last year I had a stiff pair of bindings that now drive and a soft pair, the bent metal transfer. And I wouldn't recommend either one of those for the DOA because it's either, I think, too stiff or too soft. But something that's more in that mid-flex range, so something like the Union Stratas, or if you're looking at a different brand, something across there where it's like that mid-flex style binding. Connor's saying, what do you think of the Skunk Ape? I'm a big dude and I'm thinking about picking it up. Yeah, that board is perfect for big dudes. So yeah, if you've got larger feet, if you're a bit heavier, I think the Skunk Ape is the way to go. All right. Patster says, do you have any plans to visit other snowboard factories? So actually, the Union the Union Snowboard Binding Factory is interested in doing like a factory tour, so I may head down there. They're in Italy, I think not too far from where the Capita factory is. So we're gonna see if that'll work out. It's like yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'd have to go to Italy and then yeah, see what's around there, post up for a little while and see if I can make a video there. But yeah, it would be really cool to check out some other factories as well. So I feel like this one was, it was like, honestly, it's been on my mind for like 5 or 6 months now to visit the mothership and do a video. So that was like a long process in the making. But yeah, if it works out again, I think it'd be really fun. Maybe not anytime soon for like a snowboard factory tour, but maybe like I could do like 1 or 2 a season. It would be really fun to do that. We got Dhananjay watching from India. What's up, Dhananjay? Shout out to everyone watching from India. Victor from Philadelphia. Christian says, my flight is scheduled for Thursday. Awesome, man. I hope you're going to a good snowboard destination. Shropshire saying, hi, Kevin from the UK. Your videos are keeping me sane. Keep them coming. Cheers. Awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, I know it's some tough times right now, like with quarantines and lockdowns and people not going to work or going to school. So I'm happy to keep some entertainment coming your way. But yeah, it's definitely some strange days at the moment. The Discount Snowboarder saying, hey, Kevin, are you going to Colorado this year? I'd really like to get to Colorado. I know like there's so many great places there. TJ is there at the moment, and you've got like just dozens of ski resorts and like great mountains and light snow and good parks too. So hopefully I'll get down to Colorado, but I got to see if the Canada-US border opens up. Ninth, Stingray saying, I want to buy the Ultra Fear right now, but I'm not sure if they are about to drop a new one. Yeah, so if you're interested in the Ultra Fear, then on most websites, the new one is out. The I guess like the 2020/21 version it should be online. If it's not, if you look around, you'll probably find it. But if you're looking at your local snowboard shop, I know a lot of places are like getting their snowboard inventory like in at the moment. So some places have some stuff in, and some places are still waiting, and other shops have everything in. So maybe just look around, check it out, and maybe compare like the new one to the last year's and see what top sheet you like better, and go for it, man. Torrin saying best Grom snowboarders. Oh man, there's so many out there. I don't know. Like I'm kind of biased to some of the Groms back in Whistler, but yeah, there's tons. But I would say the kids around Whistler are killing it. Ghost Knight wants to know, how do I get better at heel side? Yeah, the heel side turn can be a bit tricky. I think one issue with heel side turns is that people don't sometimes slow themselves down enough on their toes. So then you come into the heel with a lot of speed, and then you get like that chatter on your heel edge, and it can make you slide out. So focus on the toes, focus on doing like a bigger toe turn, controlling more speed on your toes. Then when you get onto your heels, you're not gonna have all that speed coming into your heel turn. So yeah, give that a try. Try like evening out your turn shape between toe and heel. Dallin wants to know, what are some good glove brands? So gloves I've been wearing the last couple years have been Volcom, Crab Grab, also Analog. So across those three brands, I've found three really good pairs of mitts. The Crab Grab Punch mitt, the Volcom Gore-Tex mitt, and then the Analog Gentry mitt. So those have been three that I've been wearing and really like. So maybe take a look at some of those. Kyle's saying, I picked up the Battalion Surfer because of your videos. Awesome, Kyle. That's sick, man. I hope you enjoy it. Jose Bautista with the super chat. Thanks for the support, Jose. Hashtag taco funds. Amazing. Thanks, Jose. Dude, I don't think there's any Mexican restaurants in Austria. I haven't found one yet. Actually, the last town I was in, it was called Filac, and there was one Mexican place, but we were told we were told it wasn't that great. But hopefully we can find a Mexican restaurant. We may go to Innsbruck, Austria tomorrow, so we might check out Innsbruck, and if they have a Mexican restaurant, we'll definitely get some tacos on you, Jose. Thanks for the support, man. Bad Riders asks, has Kev seen the new DC Step-On boots? I haven't seen them. No, I'll have to check those ones out. Christopher Crunk saying, are most goggles compatible with most helmets? Yeah, typically like goggles and helmets go together fairly well, but it is good to try on the helmet with the goggles, especially if you have if you get really big goggles. Like for me, sometimes I'll get like an XL pair of goggles, and they haven't in the past always fit perfectly with my helmet. So, but I feel like over maybe 10 years ago, goggles and helmets weren't as compatible as now. They're much more, typically more compatible, but it is always good too to try them on in the store together if you can. Anna saying, I'm actually from Austria and I have a Capita board and I love it. Awesome, Anna. Awesome, cool to hear. Which Capita board do you have? Zeb saying, will you be coming up to Stevens Pass this year? Also, Edmonds, Washington. I'd like to get back to Stevens Pass. Yeah, such a good place to ride. Had an amazing time there last year, so hopefully the border opens and we'll be able to go to Washington. Victor is saying, I just ordered my Super DOA and waiting for it to come. Awesome, Victor, man. Yeah, it's a pretty sick looking board. El Stacker saying, I bet the Super DOA is crazy stiff. Surprisingly, it's not. It's actually, it's got some like carbon in it to like stiffen it up, but there's also like in the wood core of the board, they've actually cut some of the wood core out in sections, giving it that like 3D look from the top. And I think it's actually fairly soft, like softer. To me, it felt softer than the regular DOA. So maybe they've changed the regular DOA as well, but it felt a bit softer. El Stacker wants to know, who is Scott Steven? So Scott Stevens is he's a pro snowboarder, and he's known for doing like really creative like jib tricks. Yeah, after this video, maybe go and check out some Scott Stevens videos. Dr. Crimp saying best bindings for Karua shapes boards. Yeah, so for I think a lot of Karua shape boards are powder boards. So for like a POW board, it's probably better to go with a stiffer binding, something that will like hold up through like riding at speeds or chop or like anything that powder and that kind of terrain can throw at you. So I recommend something like, just try to fix the camera screen there. Okay, it got really bright. Let's see if we can fix it up. Okay, there we go. So something like Union Atlas, or maybe something like the Now Drive, so like a stiffer pair of bindings for a POW board. Christian saying, new to the lifestyle, thanks for the knowledge. Awesome, man. Yeah, welcome. And this is Scatsy Squad saying, congrats on 500K subscribers. Amazing, yeah, thanks. Yeah, back over that 500K mark, and this time I'm gonna stay there. So yeah, just thanks everyone for helping me get to that milestone, 500,000. And the Ninth Stingray saying, what do you think of the Capita Ultra Fear, Kevin? Yeah, so the Capita Ultra Fear, it's more of so it's got the flat profile with some rocker, and it's also a bit softer. So I believe it's like a 4.5 or maybe a 4 out of 10. So yeah, more of that like intermediate style. I think park board rides the same in both directions. Yeah, good for jibs, good for like beginner intermediate park riders. So yeah, it's a good board for doing all that. Intuition Guided says, I love my Super DOA. The base is ridiculously fast. Awesome, man. Yeah, it's cool seeing all the different bases, how they, at the Capita factory, how they grind them, how they prep them. So yeah, they've definitely got some technology in there to make the board run very fast. There we go. Turn this down a bit. Perry says, hey Kev, love the Capita Tour video. Love to see more about these types of vids. Burton HQ sometime. Yeah, definitely. Like, would love to get more into the factories. It is like a difficult type of video to make because these are places where people are working. It's like the whole production line, and it's hard to time too because I don't know when the companies are like in full production, or are they making next year's boards or this year's, and then you also have to hide things. So I feel like the opportunities aren't as common as making some other types of videos, but we'll definitely try to get some more yeah, tour videos or like that type of video. So yeah, thanks for the feedback, and we'll definitely try to make it happen more in the future. Riley Heflin with the super chat. Thanks for the support, Riley. Says want to get start training for the park now. Would you suggest off-season jib training with my snowboard, skateboard deck, or jib board, and then snowboard addiction? Yeah, any of those is good. I feel like with your snowboard, it's a little bit harder because the snowboard is heavy. So you can do some jib training with just with your snowboard, but it is a bit heavier. The snowboard addiction training board setup is a good choice as well, but then you have to like pay for it, and it can be a little bit pricey. But if you have a skateboard deck, all you have to do is get some old shoes, tape your shoes to the skateboard deck, and then maybe fill like a 2 liter pop bottle with some water, and you can start training right away. Or like it doesn't have to be a pop bottle either. It could be something easier like a piece of wood or just something that you can practice jibbing on. But yeah, I think it's a really good idea. One thing I wish that I wish I did more myself was just doing more off-season training. So whatever way you can do it, I would definitely start doing it. Even if it's just for like 20 minutes a day, if you put your feet into your jib trainer and just like work on some tricks, I feel like you're gonna see like a big progression. And then when you take it to the park on snow, I think it definitely transfers over. George says, when you bind your bindings in the snowboard and over tighten them, are any possibilities to damage your board? Yeah, you can actually damage your board by over tightening your bindings. So a few times when I've brought my board into like a shop to get waxed or tuned or anything, like the person waxing will sometimes comment like and tell me that I'm over tightening the bindings because they can see on the base that there's like some distortion in the base from the screws going in. So like a good rule I think is just to tighten your bindings to where they're tight but you're not really like wrenching down on them. So just like comfortably tight with your own strength. And then every once in a while, go in there and check to make sure there's no loose screws. But yeah, just getting them snug, but not like over tighten, and then your board should be fine. And Vladislav says, hi, can you suggest a board for the beginner park riding? 3 seasons on Libtech Orca. Free riding and carving, 10.5 boots, US. So if you're just getting a beginner park board, definitely check out a board that's like either got a mild camber or like flat to rocker. Something that's softer, so like a 4 I think is a good softness for like a first park board. In the Capita line, something like the Capita Horoscope, maybe the Ultra Fear or the Scott Stevens. I think those are 3 good ones. But all brands have those like entry park boards that are a bit softer, that have some like rocker towards the tips, and also come in at like a lower price point. So in American dollars, something that's like around $400 is probably what you want to start at for a beginner park board. All right, and we got over 100 people watching, 64 likes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Daniel Z wants to know, what is your GoPro setting in snow? What do you mean, Daniel? What is your GoPro setting in snow? So usually when I'm filming other people, I set it at, I used to film at 1080, 120, yeah, 1080, 120 frames per second in linear mode. But I think I'm gonna change it up and I might try doing some 4K filming. So 4K I got the GoPro 9, so I'll be filming in 4K linear mode with like, I think 60 frames per second. And Nine Stingray is saying, I've been checking a lot of Empire stores around me for the Ultra Fear, but they have every single board except for the Ultra Fear. Okay. Man, see if there's some other stores around. Maybe there's a store that you've missed. All right, tons of questions. Thanks so much, guys. Yeah, the snowboard season's coming up for everyone. So yeah, it's go time. It's time to get our gear ready, season passes start to like, yeah, some places are opening already, like here in Hintertux, Austria. They got the park opening, so really exciting time in snowboarding. Another super chat from Liam Flynn. Thanks for the support, Liam. He says, what's better for riding trees, the Jones Mountain Twin or the Jones Frontier? Good question, man. So I haven't ridden either of those boards, but I believe, based on the name, Jones Mountain Twin, it's more of like a twin shape. So I don't think that's the best for tree riding. So the Jones Frontier, if it's more of a directional board that's got the setback stance, that's going to be easier for riding through trees. So yeah, go with the board that has that naturally setback stance, that has maybe the bit of a taper too, so wider nose and smaller tail. So the Mountain Twin, I think, twin board, doesn't have a taper, and I don't think it has a setback stance. So I would guess the Jones Frontier, but yeah, make sure it has some of those qualities: setback stance, taper, and yeah, it may even have that camber towards the back and then the more rocker towards the front. So having that like more rockered nose will allow you to make quicker turns as well, and to help keep the nose floating. Christian saying no tortillas in Australia. There's no. I haven't seen a tortilla yet in Austria, but I'm sure there's some around. Nathan's saying, what are some decent, cheap snowboarding boots? I'm looking to buy my first pair, but don't have $500 to spend. Honestly, one of my favorite pair of snowboard boots have been the Volcom High Standard Pros. So Vans High Standard Pros. So maybe try some Vans boots on. I think the low-end Vans boots are really comfortable, and they perform well. So maybe check out the High Standard Pros. I know they come in around like 200, maybe just over 200 American. So yeah, try a pair of Vans on, see if they fit your feet and if they're comfortable, and that could be the way to go. All right, and Sunny's saying, how do you feel about the Burton skeleton key boards? Yeah, some of those Burton skeleton keys, like, yeah, the directional rocker towards the nose, slight taper, those boards are like really fun. They're good, like, I guess, like all mountain freestyle boards. So yeah, really, really fun boards. Fabio saying, I want to just ask how you are. Yeah, man, I'm doing good. It's been crazy times here in Austria. Last week at Capita was a crazy experience. Lots of work, lots of learning, and yeah, today on the mountain was fun. We got rained out though, but really stoked to be here with having Janice Spiteri here. So looking forward to hopefully getting some sun on Monday. And yeah, also my wife Jill's here as well, so hopefully she'll get up riding. She's actually got a new Capita board as well to ride. So yeah, we're gonna have, I think, lots of fun coming up here in Austria. Oh man, I can see like people are getting banned left and right on the chat too. I don't know what's happening. Big shout out to the moderators. Thank you guys for keeping the chat clean. We got Catman Man Snow on here. Shout out to Colin, Torin Davis. Thank you guys for tuning in. Liam saying hit the like button. Awesome. Thanks, Liam. Ricardo saying, hey, Kevin, just watched the Capita factory tour. Super sick. Was wondering if you had a translator. Would be cool to hear the tour guide give some talks. Well, my tour guide was Marlon, and he's German, but he actually speaks English as well. So I didn't need a translator. Had the bilingual host there, product manager, to guide me through. So yeah, that was no problem. The language barrier with I think most people in Austria actually have really good English, so it's been fine. Stoke Dog 8 says thoughts on having a snowboard graphic that looks like snow, so that it looks like you are gliding on nothing. Yeah, I like that idea. It's a good one, man. What if the snow conditions change? Like, you'd have to have a board for each graphic for each type, like an icy looking top sheet, a powder looking top sheet, a groomed looking top sheet. Maybe that could be like a series of snowboards that come out one day. Just have like the slush look, all kinds of ideas. What's that? Signal Snowboards made a video a few years ago where they made a glass snowboard. So that's an idea. You could just look down and see the snow. Jack saying, "Hey Kevin, I'm an intermediate snowboarder and I'm trying to be able to go faster but still feel like I'm in control. Could you help? Thanks." So Jack, I think like control while going fast really comes from using your edges. So think about like spraying snow out the side of each turn and getting your turns happening like a little bit quicker. So I feel like sometimes like if your turns become too big, that's when you can pick up a lot of speed. So try doing like quicker turns where you just like get on your edge and push some snow off to the side, and that can help make you feel like you're in control. Also, like planning your run so that when you want to go fast, you're like looking ahead at the terrain and you're like choosing where you're going to go fast, and that way that you don't start going fast somewhere that's too steep or that maybe has some moguls or bumps. Yeah, you're looking ahead and like you can see it's like, okay, this is a good spot to open up and add some speed. It also helps too when there's not a lot of people around as well, because then you don't have to worry about other people coming in. So yeah, just work on those edges, getting some quicker turns happening. Bad Riders wants to know, are you going to feature on Chris and Andreas's new series? Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I saw those guys were, well, the series is kind of like Chris and Andreas, like, talk about snowboards, I think. So, like, their series has their names in it, so I don't know if I can, like, sneak in there, because then it'll be, like, Chris, Andreas, and Kevin. But, yeah, that would be cool to get in some videos with those guys. Unfortunately, they're in Canada and I'm in Austria at the moment, but maybe when I go back we'll be able to collaborate some more. Diffusion Z Clan wants to know, Capita DOA, how do you feel about it? Yeah, I think the DOA is like kind of like a good all mountain board that you can take into the park and can do a bit of powder, but yeah, it's kind of like a good sort of do everything board. I think it's like if you really want to learn the park and you're like a beginner or low intermediate, it's probably not the best park board for you. But if you like riding the whole mountain and have something that can just yeah, take you around the whole mountain, I think the DOA is a good choice. It's kind of it's a bit stiffer, but not too stiff. It's kind of a little bit in the middle, slightly stiffer than a park board. But it's got the camber with the rocker. It rockers out early as well before the contact points, so that it's not so catchy as well. So you got some control with the camber, but then the rocker towards the tips before the contact points helps it feel a bit like looser through the turns. So yeah, it's kind of like a good board for doing a bit of everything. Gleb says, would be super cool to see other board manufacturers, factories, maybe like a series. Yeah, that'd be awesome. The tough part is that they're like, there's like a factory in Austria, then there's a factory in like Dubai, and then there's a factory in China, and like factory in Colorado. So yeah, it's kind of like difficult to travel to those places, but yeah, we can definitely. I definitely see it happening a few more times and maybe getting to some other countries. But yeah, we'll see the response from the Capita tour video. If it like gets a really good response and lots of views, then maybe it'll be worth it to fly to Dubai and take a look at those factories. Rebel is saying, have you been out to the slopes since COVID? How has it been? So I've been riding a few times, but it's been like the summer or like right now, the early season riding. And so it hasn't been very busy. The only thing that's been different is there's been like more gaps in the lines when you're like lining up, even though the lines haven't been very busy yet. Also, I noticed that there's not as many people like crowding into a gondola. People are like just leaving more space. And there's like, you have to wear your mask in the gondola station too. So I think when I was in Zermatt, you had to have like the I guess like medical mask. But here in Hintertux, it looks like people are just using their like snowboard mask, which makes more sense. So yeah, I feel like it's those mild changes, but coming up, I think the differences are going to be like in some places you have to make a reservation before going to the mountain, and a lot of like the places to eat, the chalets are going to be closed. And I know here in Austria, and I think some of the area, the like all the après bars and things are going to be all shut. So there's a few different changes happening there. Oh, there we go. Sorry guys, just gonna try to adjust the light. Oh, that's too bright. If anyone could recommend a good phone for video, that would be cool too. Right now I have the Google Pixel 3, and it's a little bit funky, but yeah, we'll see. If anyone recommends a good phone, let me know. Hamed saying, hey Kevin, hope you've been well. Looking forward to the winter and all the upcoming content. Best to you, TJ, and the whole crew. Awesome. Thanks, Hamed. Yeah, definitely, man. Thanks for checking out the videos. Hope you get a good season out there as well. And yeah, we'll keep the videos coming for you. Yo, Peter, with the super chat, saying crepes/taco fund. Awesome, yo, Peter. Yeah, I think crepes will probably be easier to find in Austria than tacos for sure. Our Park 1215 says, where do you? Sorry, I'm just gonna try to fix what's happening with the camera here, guys. What is going on? Okay, how's that? Oh, that's bright. That's bright. Okay, that's better. Focus. All right. Our Park, out of focus. Okay, where would you place the Capita DOA in terms of board type? More for park or for a casual day of carving on groomers? Even though it does both pretty well. Yeah, I would say it leans more towards, if you are an intermediate rider, it leans more towards a casual day of groomers. And so yeah, for groomers, but also you can take it into the park, so it's like that decent park board, and you can also take it into powder, so it's like that kind of do everything board. It's hard to get one board that's right for everything, but yeah, if your main thing is groomers and riding the whole mountain, then I think that's where the DOA falls in. Ninth Stingray is saying, boys and girls, let's get the live to 100 likes. Yeah, let's do it. So we're at 85, not too far away. I think we can get to 100. Yuval saying, yo, Kevin, love the videos from Israel. Where is TJ? So TJ is in Colorado, and yeah, hopefully get to be riding with TJ soon. Okay, let's see if we can fix this up. How's that? Ale is saying, yo, Kevin, congrats on 500K subs. I got two questions. One, I tried Ion and Photon, like them both, but I want to hear your opinion. Are you going to come in northern Italy this season? We could have a session. Much love. Awesome. Thanks, Ale. Ale Chiro. So the Photon or the Ion? Interesting. So I think the Ion boots are probably more like all mountain. They're a little bit stiffer, where the Photons I think are a little bit better for park, all mountain, like free ride, a little bit more free ride friendly. So I think it just depends on what you like more. So if you like a stiffer boot that's good for like all mountain riding and powder, then maybe go for the Ions. And if you like something that's a bit softer, that's a bit more like freestyle friendly, then go with the Photons. But yeah, thanks for the question, Ale. And yeah, hopefully maybe I'll see you in northern Italy sometime. Oro says, do you plan to ride some glacier before leaving? Heard that Les Diableritz in Switzerland is already open. Awesome. Yeah, I've heard a few different places are open. Zermatt, Saas-Fee, Hintertux, I think the Stubai Glacier. And yeah, so at the moment we're at Hintertux, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Possibly some more spots to come. Adnan with the super chat says, thanks for the support, Adnan. Fazlik says, hey Kev, would you recommend upgrading to the new force bindings? I have the 1819 model. Yeah, good question. I think the upgrade, like the biggest upgrade with the forces, is actually the ankle strap. So the ankle strap is like more 3D molded, and it's like more that like injected plastic mold piece. It's not like the real cushion like they used to have on the forces. So I think that the new forces are they could be worth the upgrade. I wasn't a huge fan of the old forces because of that more padded ankle strap. And so the new ankle strap with like the 3D mold, I think is a better ankle strap. So I would definitely, I think upgrading is a good choice. I'm gonna try turning this off. Okay, I think that's better. Cool. Sebastian saying, how do you think Big Bear Mountain is going to be? I'm planning to go around the end of December for the new year. Sebastian, I have no idea, man. I'm sure it's going to be busy. Big Bear is always busy. But I think, yeah, it should be fun, man. Definitely try to get out there. Brian saying, hey, Kevin, I'm about to purchase the LibTech Orca 2021. I'm looking at bindings, any Rex. I'm looking at Nitro Team bindings, Union Falcor. Wow. Yeah, those are both pretty good. I think like, yeah, the stiffer, whichever binding is stiffer could be better. I don't know on your riding style. It's like if you're more advanced to expert level rider, maybe go with the stiffer of the two. And if you're a bit more like casual rider, like intermediate, low advanced, maybe go for the softer of the two. So the Union Falcors I know are very aggressive and stiff. I'm not sure exactly how stiff the Nitro Team bindings are, but yeah, I would maybe look at that because the Falcors are pretty aggressive. Lisa Bauer says, hello, saw you were live streaming. Yeah, what's up, Lisa? Thanks for hopping on. Corey saying, laces versus boa make a difference. Yeah, those are very different. Like for me, I'm a big fan of laces. I've tried a few different pairs of boots that have had boa like integrated somehow, either full boas, like the double boa, a part boa, and like to me the boa has always like been very uncomfortable, not getting tight like in being really tight in some parts and then loose in other areas, which kind of like ruins the feeling in my boots for me. So to me, like the traditional laces have been the way to go, just because I can get the boots like tight where I want them to be tight, and they just feel that way the whole day. Where boas, I find I'm like going down to like tighten them throughout the day, and yeah, just haven't had good experience with boas personally. So I recommend laces always. Highland Cow saying, I currently snowboard in a hoodie, but get too hot as there's no ventilation. But I think I'll get too hot in a coat. Any ideas? Highland Cow. So what you can do is just like layer and possibly get like a shell jacket. So a shell jacket's going to be like very like cool, and it'll have the vents too that you can open and close. So you could just wear a t-shirt with your shell jacket if you get too hot. I think that's like a good option. But then if that's too cold, then you can add in something like your hoodie, or just like a heavier shirt, long sleeve shirt. What I do is like I have my base layer, like a long sleeve base layer shirt, and then I'll have my mid layer jacket, which is just like a synthetic like down jacket, which keeps me warm. Sometimes I'll even put like a hoodie on, or like a sweatshirt on underneath that if it's really cold. And then on top of everything, I'll have my like shell jacket, and then the shell jacket is just what keeps me dry and it keeps the snow out. So yeah, I'd recommend just check out a shell jacket. Lisa says, do you think buying used boots is a bad move? Yeah, it's tough. I think like if boots have been used quite a bit, then they've been molded to somebody else's feet. So then putting your feet into them, they may like not have the right shape that you need. So yeah, secondhand boots are probably the last thing you want to get secondhand, only if you're buying them from somebody who hasn't used them very much. So if you're buying them from somebody who's like, that tells you they've only ridden them like 5 times, they didn't get into snowboarding for some reason, and then they want to sell them, then that could be the reason why to get used boots. But otherwise, there's definitely some like inexpensive new boot brands out there, like models. So you can probably get $150 US. You could probably get like a brand new pair, like a base model boot. So maybe look into that. But yeah, if not new boots, then maybe used boots that just haven't been used very much. And we got Mike watching from Wisconsin. Awesome. Thanks, Mike, for tuning in. James saying you should come to Utah. Yeah, I would love to get to Utah. I've been hearing lots of great things about Utah and the snow, like how light it is there. So we'll definitely try to make the trip to Utah this year. Micah saying picked up the new 2021 Union Force bindings. Now I'm just waiting. Now I'm just waiting for them. Awesome. So anxious. Cool, man. What color did you get? El Stacker wants to know, Kevin, what board are you going to ride first? So today I was actually on the Super DOA. So yeah, the Super DOA was the board I rode first. We'll definitely, I think I'm going to ride it some more, but it would be fun if the park was open to ride the Scott Stevens as well, because it's like softer. The Scott Stevens could be the way to go for like the first while of riding park, because it's softer, better for like for jibs, and like just for more like I think better for smaller tricks. So as early season, just doing some smaller tricks, then the Scott Stevens could be the way to go. And JJ says, having trouble teaching my 9-year-old to toe side turn. Any tips? Awesome. That's really cool that you're teaching your 9-year-old. I think when I used to teach and like teaching people to do toe turn, the one thing that helped me was to actually get people toe sliding as much as possible. So because when you're going down, like heels is very comfortable and you get balanced on your heels and you can see everything in front of you. So that makes the heel turn and just like riding on your heels really easy. So what I would do is like encourage people to ride as much as possible on their toe edge, so that their toe edge actually becomes their like new favorite edge to be on. And like when you're sliding on your toes, I think you find that you actually have better balance, because it's easier to like be balancing yourself on your toes than your heels. And then just get them comfortable doing that as much as possible. So like toe sliding as much as possible, sliding back and forth on their toes across the slope as well. Then when they go to do the toe turn, they're turning to an edge that they really like and are comfortable with and balanced on. So yeah, I would just encourage you to get them on their toe edge, toe sliding a lot, like half a run if you can, the entire half of the run, get them toe sliding. Then when they go to do that toe turn, it's like they're turning to an edge that they're comfortable with. And Stavros48 says, "Hi Kev, just wondering, why did you choose the Jones Solution in the size 164? And did you consider other split boards like the Razi XV, MagTech? I'm thinking of getting one next season." I think at the time, the main thing that got me to choose the Jones Solution was the magnet traction, because I think the magnet traction is like awesome for riding, but also for like while your board's in like hiking mode, to have those magnet traction edges there to use while you're hiking up the mountain. So that was, I think, the main reason why I got the Jones. And because when you put the board back together as well, it's not just like a straight line or that straight edge that you're putting together. It's the magnet traction edge that's like coming together, kind of like a puzzle. So that like idea and technology seemed like it made sense to me. So yeah, that's why I went with the Jones Solution. But yeah, I know there's like lots of great split boards out there. So there's other reasons to get other boards. I haven't looked that extensively into all of them, but yeah, the Rossignol XV could be one. It's got the Magnatech. But yeah, check out. I guess yeah, I don't know. Compare it. Is the Rossi XV, does it have the same like magnet traction setup? If it does, then I think between those two, you could go with either one. And the Sasaski squad saying, "Kevin, when did you start snowboarding, and what was your first snowboard?" So I started snowboarding when I think I was 15. So I did like 2 years of skiing, and then I started seeing people on the slopes like snowboarding and learning to snowboard. And to me, that just looked like more fun. So I bought my dad bought me a snowboard from like a sporting goods shop. And for some reason, I'm thinking it was called like a 50/50. Like it was just a board that was black and white, and it was like very super basic, really stiff. It was a wide board, and I think it was big on me too. It was like up to my forehead. So it was a board that was too big and too stiff and too wide for me. Yeah, I think it was called a 50/50. I can't quite remember. But I remember, oh, and then my first bindings were actually K2 clicker bindings. So K2 boots as well. So my first ever boot binding setup was like a step-in system. So just like the boot clicked in to the binding, kind of like under the toe and then locked into the heel. And there was no high back. So the boot, like the back of the boot was stiff to act as the high back. So it was pretty different, or like it was super different setup then than I ended up going with like a bit later. But yeah, it was, I just did my best at the time, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. But yeah, I was 15, and yeah, I'm glad I made the change from skiing to snowboarding. Sadu with the super chat. Thanks for the support, Sid. Maybe we'll do like one more question, guys. Yeah, big shout out. Thanks for getting the chat to over 100 likes. Oh man, tons of questions here. Sorry I can't get to all these questions, guys. Kara with the super chat. Thanks for the support, Kara. She says, what are the biggest differences you see in gear season to season? Thanks, Kara. Good question. That's a really cool question. The biggest differences, I'm definitely seeing, I think like outerwear wise, you're seeing like more Gore-Tex or like more waterproof jackets and pants, and like less insulated jackets and more just like shells that keep people dry. I think people are like really catching on to that. Being dry is the most important thing. So more Gore-Tex, and Gore-Tex that like I think it's like coming down in price too. So that's more affordable. So that's one thing I'm seeing. I guess with boots, I'm definitely seeing more less and less like laces in snowboard boots and more BOA systems. So I think to me personally, like I don't like that. I think the traditional laces are better, but it is convenient to have the BOA system. But yeah, that's another big change. Like almost all snowboard boots now have like the BOA, and I guess binding wise as well. So the biggest changing season to season is like more and more like of those the binding straps that are like one piece, so like the injected molded 3D piece, compared to like the older bindings where they had like cushion built into them. But then with bindings and cushioning and the fabric, I think the bindings were coming apart maybe too much. So having that one piece injected mold piece is more durable and is still very comfortable. But then the biggest thing with just snowboards in general is like season over season, seeing crazier and crazier snowboard shapes and like 3D technology as well. So crazy shapes in snowboarding for like different for POW boards or all mountain boards, like especially POW boards with the shapes are getting more and more crazy. But then also with the park boards getting like, yeah, the more 3D type shapes, either whether it's like the 3D in the base or like the 3D in the wood core. So lots of yeah, 3D boards and stuff coming out. So I think those are some of the biggest differences, and yeah, it keeps changing and new trends come and go. So but yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to see more and more new kind of tech happening in snowboarding. Awesome, guys. So just over the hour mark. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay tuned because I'm going to have some videos coming out from here in Hintertux, Austria. Also, a couple of videos still left from Capita about some of the Capita snowboards specifically. So stay tuned for those videos. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified every time I go live. But yeah, thank you guys for all the support. Hope you guys are getting all geared up for snowboard season. Thanks to everyone for liking, for everyone that is supporting the channel with the super chats. And I'll see you guys next week. All right, thanks guys. Talk to you later.